All right, hey, Ronin man here. Good morning, nice morning here, cruising down the street. Today I want to talk about the pussy, and it's a topic that people banter about a lot, but do they really? There's not a lot of serious discussion about it, about guys, and I'm going to say first what I think the reason why we don't hear much about it is I think a lot of guys that basically feel like that if they get any pussy, that's like a good pussy, or that's like they don't have the right to want better, right? And right now I'm talking about physically, purely about the pussy. I'm not talking about the woman. I'm not talking about the value of a human being. I'm just talking about the quality of pussy. There's a big difference in the quality of pussy, and any guy who's had a lot of girlfriends, has been with a lot of girls, will tell you this is the situation. There's a big difference in so many things. Like some pussies squirt, some don't squirt. Most don't squirt. Some are very just tight as a glove. They taste good, they smell good, and other ones don't. Right? So, there's some there's the old saying hot dog down a hallway. Some pussies are just massive. And if you doubt it, go out there and be with a few hundred, and you'll see there's a massive difference in the quality of different pussies. And it's almost like there's a taboo on this. You can talk about guys' dicks all the time, and women can say, "Oh yeah, guy's got a tiny dick. The guy's got a whatever," But when it comes to pussies, somehow that's off limits, right? We're not allowed to talk about that. But actually, I think I'm going to make a case that I think the quality of the pussy is much more important to guys than the quality of the dick to girls. Just because of the nature of the two beasts, right? We're talking about very different needs, wants, desires, and things like that, right? So, the quality of the pussy. All right, so let me tell you a couple of stories about pussies. I remember one pussy I was with. The girl, she had it was just a naturally very, very small one. It was tiny, and it had just like a wisp of hair on top. She was 24 when I met her, just had finished university, and she was Chinese actually, and just had a wisp of hair, and just had an absolutely tiny, tiny pussy. And I remember one day she came over to my house. It was a Friday night, I remember, and so she came over on a Friday night, and I remember very clearly. For some reason, we didn't do anything that night. We just kind of went to sleep, and then I woke up, and it was winter, so I had a big down blanket, right, big thick down blanket. So in the morning, I got up. I woke up, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna go down there and lick her pussy. That's what I'm gonna do, right? So I go under the sheets. And I crawl up under there, and I remember thinking she had not had a shower the night before. I knew that for sure because she came to my house. She walked all the way to my house, and then she just got up, and then she went to sleep, right? And so here I am crawling up under the sheet, under the down blanket, and I remember thinking there's no smell. There was literally no smell. It was just a perfume, almost like a perfume smell, her pussy. It was so different than other ones. I mean, it was really so different. Almost shockingly different. So, thank you. All right, got some action here this morning. Very cool. Very, very cool. Wow, this is awesome. Sorry guys for interruption, but this is pretty cool here. Wow. Okay. You never know what you're going to see in the morning here. So lovely stuff here in the morning. It's a Saturday morning. So, okay. So I crawled up under there. There was no smell on her pussy, and I remember thinking, that's amazing because some they smell so strong. I remember I had a girlfriend in college, and she smelled so bad. She would stand next to me with her clothes on at work, and I could smell her through her pants. She had some kind of a problem with some kind of an infection or something. She didn't know how to take care of her pussy. That's another thing. It's really a big deal. Some women are very good at taking care of what they got going on down there, and other ones are just sloppy or uneducated. And that has a big effect on the quality. For for you as a guy, right? Obviously, because there's many reasons. One of the reasons is just purely that you can get diseases. She doesn't know how to take care of her down there, right? Herself down there, right? So pretty important stuff here. So you got, I guess we got the physical anatomy of the pussy. We also have the basic care, and that we also have obviously diseases that are in you can't get rid of. All these things have a big effect on how attractive a woman is and how much you want to be with her as a guy. And I think personally, I think we're conditioned. I've never seen a dating site where, you know, they show the size of the pussy or any kind of picture of the pussy. There's never anything. There's always like pornography has that, you know, but never like any kind of a dating site or anything like that that would give you a kind of a glimpse of what the pussy's going to look like. Because, you know, you spend a lot of time and money getting in there, and then when you get in there sometimes it's quite disappointing, right? You know, you get in and it's like, what is this? You know, it's like I remember I had one girl, and her pussy was so huge, like literally I remember it was so massive. The only thing I could do is basically like, you know, like you could just basically rub up against the side of it. You know, that was basically what you could do. It was her pussy was so enormous. And I remember one girl, her pussy was so small, and she was actually quite a large girl, this one. Her pussy was so tight, it was so small, that I remember this, I literally could not get it in hard. I just could not. I waited like 45 minutes trying to get it in, but I couldn't get it in. Hey, speaking of pussy, there's a little cutie guy. But I couldn't get it in, you know, and so what I had to do was, because I really wanted to get it in, so I took my time. What I did is I let it get half hard, and then I kind of snaked it in, and then I let it sit in there and then get hard on its own. It kind of pushed out the walls, and then this is an interesting walk, actually. I've never been this direction. This is cool. This is totally cool. I didn't know this road, but so I had to stick it in there like half hard, and then I had to wait till it was half hard and then stick it in, and then like a balloon, it like blew up, and then it naturally squeezed the walls apart, and I was able to softly get going, right? So it was quite it was hard work, right? You know, but it was so incredibly tight, and it was naturally like that, you know. It wasn't like I wasn't doing anything weird. It was just naturally that way. She's had incredibly tight pussy. I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it, actually, the difference in the types of pussies, you know. I say in some of these videos, I try not to, it's just so you know, like I've been with about between 600 and 900 women. So, you know, you get see a lot of different pussies, and okay, I see this is a dead end. Okay. So when you do that, there's a little stand where they serve food and serve things on the street. Let's see what's down here. Oh, looks like we can go through here, but I don't know if, it's private property. I don't know if we can go in there. Better not go in there. Okay, we're gonna have to go back. But basically, like, these kind of experiences, you know, that one with no smell, and also the one that I crawled up underneath with the down blanket. She had another big thing that was so cool about her pussy was she was naturally I guess you could say, like, I don't like the word nymphomaniac, but she was naturally very, very horny. And I remember, like, whenever I would touch her, she would say something like I hate my body, because she would become this complete demon in bed. And like, as soon as I touched her, she would be like that. I've had other women who you just touch them and they start shaking and shivering. It's like so odd, the difference in women. And as a guy, right, it's a big difference how the girl reacts and how the girl's pussy is shaped and feels, smells. These things are massive, really important. Right? As a guy, you need to know this stuff. You need to know there's different kinds of pussy. Now, you settle for some lousy pussy, right? You're out of your mind, you know? You have to, hey. Yeah, you have to, like, know that there's a big difference, right? Yeah. How you guys doing? Are you going to jump up there? Yeah. Let's see, his friend's there. What he's going to do there. Yeah. Okay, we'll let you go. Yeah, so I guess, you know, like, just thinking about the pussy more here. The pussy does a lot of stuff, okay? Don't get me wrong. I mean, I respect it. It goes through all kinds of physical changes, you know, menopause, chemical, you know, hormonal changes that are very hard on Let's see if we can see in there. Let's see. I don't know, it's kind of a weird alley here. It's like a very cool alley, actually. This is awesome. Let's see if we can get in here. Looks like a restaurant there. Oh yeah. Cool. Very cool. The pussy goes through menopause. It goes through hormonal changes. I respect the I would say the incredible toughness of the pussy. I've actually heard before that woman said, you want to have something tough, you want to have a pussy, not a dick, because a dick, you kick it in the nuts and it's like in pain, it can't move, and a pussy can take all kinds of pounding and produce babies and all that. So don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about disrespecting the pussy, right? I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about here is that as a guy, it's super important to know that you have, that you're valuable. You know what I mean? Like the things that you want, the things that you need, and the things that matter to you. To me, the pussy is one of the biggest things that, if you talk about why do guys get married, why do they buy presents, and why do they do anything in life? It's because the reason why is because they want to get some of the pussy, right? That's a big thing, right? Guys want to get some pussy, and what is pussy, right? It depends on what kind of pussy it is, right? Some pussy is not so good, right? And other pussies are really, really good. And I guess I want to say too that it's not everybody gets a medal in my world. If a girl's pussy is second rate, and things can affect the pussy a lot, right? For example, having kids can affect it, right? Has a huge effect. Having kids has a huge effect on a pussy, right? No doubt about it, right? Huge effect. And being young, huge effect on the pussy, right? Young pussy is definitely better than older pussy, Every guy knows that, right? And every girl doesn't know that, she's out of her mind, right? Because the biggest thing is aging, and that's the thing that affects the most, right? This aging pussy is actually, interesting comment here is very interesting, is the pussy is the last. This is my experience. I've been with some older women, and I'm 52, so when I say older women, I've been with some older women, and sometimes the pussy I think basically the body ages from the outside in. So an old woman, her hands age first, and then her arms, and then it goes in, and the pussy ages last. So basically the pussy is the most durable part of the woman's body. It can still perform its job when it's quite old. To value that, or I'm not supposed to think that, okay? I won't think that, right? I won't think that a girl's pussy's not as good after having kids, because that's somehow wrong, right? I can't think that. I won't think that, right? And if I do that, it's kind of a human rights violation or something, but it isn't, and I just want to start this discussion, so that anybody's watching this, that you can add your thoughts, because I personally, this is one of the reasons why I like being Ronin, man, and being free, is that I don't have to settle basically with one aging pussy. I can basically keep my options open and try new ones and new things. I might settle down at some point, right? I might finally at some point say, hey, I want to settle down with one girl, and like I said, the if you're listening to this and you're not really thinking about it, or you haven't really thought about it, think about this. When you put your penis, your cock into some girls, it's like a velvet glove. I mean, literally, it's naturally wet. It's just a velvet glove. It's when you go in there, you feel almost I can almost, and I'm sure there's a lot of guys like me, who, when you stick it into the right girl with the right pussy for you, I almost feel like I'm in love, right off the bat. If the girl's got a really hot pussy, even if she's not so pretty, this is this is the saving grace on this one. Is like good looking girls does not mean good pussy. No way. No freaking way. So many times you'll have somebody who is a very pretty girl and she just doesn't have it down there, right? So, and I've had the exact opposite too, where somebody who, isn't so hot, but down there is just unbelievable. And that, so it's not like a negative thing. I mean, this is another way to value, another way to judge, another way to decide what you want to be with, who you want to be with. And if you find a girl with a super, super hot pussy, and she's not so pretty, to me it's kind of a gem, because she doesn't, she like, you know what I mean? Like on the outside, it doesn't seem like high competition for her, right? But the secret. The secret is that her pussy drives you insane, right? And you love it. And it's one of the little secrets I've learned over all the years with the girls is that if there is something there like that, where it's like a secret thing that is really, really erotic, or maybe it's some behavior she has, or it could be squirting or something like that you can't even see. Generally, I've found that the better pussies squirt and the ones that are not so good don't, has been my experience, and I don't know why that is. I guess there's some kind of a genetic link. I know that there's a big genetic link between beauty and good genes and health. So, for example, if a woman has a perfect body, she also tends to have perfect internals, right? So, like, for example, like the organs, the what is beauty, right? Beauty is symmetry, right? It's like a face that's very symmetrical and well proportioned is beautiful to people, right? Because we think, our evolutionary mind is like, that's going to produce a good baby, right? But also that means that probably her internal organs are also the same way, where they're well shaped, well proportioned, and look good, right? So beauty is more than skin deep, that's for sure. And a lot of people don't talk about that, but beauty means also good chance that the insides are beautiful too, which means healthy, right? If the heart is misshaped or too large, there's something wrong with the valves. It's not obviously not healthy, right? So balanced health, a balanced symmetry is also good health. So it's kind of unfortunate, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't settle. I mean, if the girl has a pussy you don't like, and you really like her, and she has some other skill, I would highly recommend to teach her or have her go through some kind of training that she learns how to give a really, really good hand job, and really knows how to work her hands, because that's one way that a woman can really make up for not being so attractive, is to be very, very good at getting the guy to come in a big way. And I never appreciated that until I had one girl give me a hand job, and I thought I knew what a hand job was, but obviously hand job is simple, right? It's just like your own hand. She had skills, this one. She had skills. She did this very, very slight movement, is all she ever did. And I was like, this is ridiculous. This is not going to work, And then she said, just wait. And then she just kept doing this little movement with her two fingers. And I was like, this is so totally ridiculous. Like, get some oil in there and start really going to town, right? She's like, no, just wait. So I waited 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, I was like, oh, this is not bad. This is not bad. And then it kept building and building and building. And finally, in the end, I remember this time, it absolutely exploded. I really was like one of the best orgasms in my whole life. And it was just purely from fingers, So I think that there are ways that a woman can make up for not having beauty or a nice pussy. But that being said, if someone keeps up improving their skills, and they also have the natural, like pussy that drives you insane, that's a good combo, right? That's a very good combo for you, because obviously there's many ways to please you. And if you look, if anybody's thinking like this is like so terrible to talk this way, look at any gay guys. I have a lot of friends who are gay, and they spend a lot of time learning about orgasm, so they can basically help their friends feel better. And they're always trying new things and new skills, new different methods. They're reading books, they're studying, they're getting different toys and stuff. And that is the attitude that I never see with women. I never see women with that attitude. Like really just maybe before they get married, there's like reading some magazine about getting married and it's like how to drive him crazy in bed. But I haven't found a lot of women who really put their back into that one. And I think that's a really important one because and it's not talked about. It's just not talked about. Nobody talks about this. But if somebody improves, if you want to improve your relationship and you're a woman listening to this, the best thing you can do is get online and study as many ways to make the guy come as possible and make him come good. I think, like I said, gay magazines, things like that have some really good tips, I suppose. I don't know where my friend gets his information. Maybe it's the internet or whatever, but it's out there. It's out there. And just having that kind of desire is something, desire to improve and caring about the guy's orgasm is something that it really means a lot to guys. I mean, it really does. It's not just the fact that it's going to be better orgasm. It's like, this girl gives a shit, right? She cares, She understands my needs, right? And that's like a very cool thing. So, I found myself staying with some girls quite long just because of having like a very cool attitude towards things like that, And I suppose it's probably the same for us, right? When we care about things that women care about, obviously women appreciate it, right? And will put up with some flaws, right? So I think it's a lesson for everybody, but for women, I mean, to not improve themselves, and also to ignore the fact that the pussy is so important, and for society to not allow you to, like, there's no dating site where you can see the pussy. There's never like a picture. It's always like this kind of thing is, oh, you can't see that until finally, you finally, get her in bed or, whatever, in the club or whatever, you're depending on your pickup level. It might be a lot of money, or it might be just 15 minutes of hand pulling where you just grab her and pull her into the between two buildings. But either way, you still take a chance of getting a disease, even if you are super good at picking up girls. You take a chance of getting a disease. You always take a chance of getting her pregnant and things like that, right? So certainly knowing in advance what the pussy looks like, and maybe some more details about it is a really valuable thing, And I like I said, I really don't think that men and women are similar in this regard. I don't think that you can show your dick to girls, but I found generally it's not really that wanted, So I don't send dick pics, I'm not into sending dick pics. Obviously, if she wants them, I'll send them. But it's like, it's. I don't think that's the thing that women. You know what I mean? It's not the big thing for most women, but for guys, it is very important. It is very important. And let's face the facts. And it's important, and there's a big difference. Yeah, there's a big difference. So if you have, if your girlfriend has a big pussy and she's had kids, you might want to get her really learning some new things so she can improve her skills and keep you happy, because in the end, guys are just very sexual, right? And that's just the way it is. So there you go. There's my talk on the pussies and the various types of pussies. And any questions below, I can make another on this topic. There's plenty of ways to go with this. It could be simply, if nothing else, just because no one else talks about it. It's like we're not supposed to care, or it's not supposed to be important. We somehow don't have the right, and it's like total BS, right? We totally, as guys, we totally have the right to know what kind of pussy we're spending money on. Because you spend all this money and time, and then you get it, and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want this. So there you go. Any questions, put them down in the comments. Thank you so much for your questions and comments so far. It's like really motivates me to go and make another episode. It's got me out here sweating in the morning, walking down the street. If you like this new way of shooting videos, just walking down the street, just let me know. And if you have any ideas, we've got a couple ideas for new videos, new styles, basically like a silhouette style. So basically like when you're interviewing, somebody from the Mexican cartel, and you got the he's in there's like lights behind him and shadow. So we got a couple of ideas. We want to keep Obviously, how you doing? We want to, if you're MGTOW and if you're learning about these things, there's no reason to go and tell everybody. This is something that you want to know, and it's something that you want to get good at. But it's not necessarily something that you want to tell everybody about. It might not be to your benefit. Sometimes subterfuge is your best thing, right? I think a lot of guys don't realize that sometimes it's okay to lie. It's okay to not tell the truth. It's okay to hide things. It's okay. We've been totally brainwashed as guys to think we have to tell the truth about everything. And if we don't tell the truth, we're like not guys or something, right? Total BS, you guys. We have the right to do whatever's in our own best interest. Obviously, I personally have as my own set of morals that I follow. But that being said, it's not always in my interest to show people, tell people what I'm doing. I want to get the word out. I want to get as much information out as I can. And that's what I'm doing with these videos in the style that we're doing them here. So I hope you enjoyed walking around here. A morning breakfast in Thailand. Quite nice vibe here in the morning, actually. Everybody's kind of in a good mood. And thanks for watching.